There it is. We are live. Let me do my Twitter real quick. See who's going to pop over first today. Jumping on Twitter. See if anyone wants to hang out this evening. Just kind of, hey wrestler, how's it going, man? Just in here setting everything up on Twitter. So what is up, man? A little bit of a roller coaster. Oh, a little bit of roller coaster in the afternoon. Go ahead and get some more light in here. Got PROG, AMC. AMC did a pretty good job today. It really did come back later on in the afternoon. So what is up with you, wrestler? Anything exciting happen today? I can't believe Clay didn't realize that stock market was going to be open on Friday. I know I've been for like the past 2 weeks, I've been saying it in here that, you know, we have a full trading week. Spy pulled back. Wow, Spy pulled back real big. I believe that was a new all-time high, up to 78.56. 78. No, 78.81 is still the all-time high for the S&P 500. But yeah, just kind of just looking to hang out this evening. You know, not too much going on. Mucho work. Oh, I take it you're still at work currently. I know I am enjoying my last vacation for a while. I am off until Monday. It'll be a 10-day vacation for me, and much needed before the super cold weather sets in. It has just been hitting sub-zero temperatures, just not a whole lot of fun. And that's why I tend to save up a lot of vacation time. That way, at the end of the year, we get flex time and vacation, so we can carry like 40 days of flex or 40 hours of flex and 80 hours of vacation. So I save up my vacation all throughout the year, and November, December, when it starts to get cold, that's when I take all my vacation time, just because I don't like, you know, the less time I'm out in the cold, the better. Did my tweets go through? Or my tweet, I should say. Yep, tweet went through. all in all, though, it wasn't too bad of a day in the market. Seeing the push down. Hey, Simon, welcome to the chat, man. Above zero. Let me see if we're above zero. I know we were at zero during the live stream earlier, and we are still at zero. So we have no temperature here right now. Somebody stole our temperature in northern Minnesota. Yeah, so when this run up was ending, the nice little run we had earlier, was looking for it to stay plus or minus a quarter of the line here at 28, and looks like we did dip down below the 775 mark, not by too much though. On the upper end, pulled up just a little bit short of it. So it looked like AMC was going to play nice for the rest of the day. Hopefully this momentum will carry over into the pre-market and start off a little bit higher tomorrow morning, and more excitement for the end of the year. That'll certainly help out with all the paper handlers who keep stepping out. Granted, we're not too worried about them, but just if they see upward price movement, they'll want to stay in it longer. So in the short term, that'll help us. That'll definitely help us out as far as price recovery, getting back up into the low to mid 40s where we were running 2 months ago. I think at this point in the game, going into early January, a recapture of the 38 to 40 level definitely will do a lot of people good. Just seeing strength step back into the stock. But with how short of a run this was only this was less than an hour. So we train together a day where we see price action like that. There's gonna be no holding AMC back from getting back 40, 45, maybe even the 50 range. We could see back in the mid 40s in the next month and a half easily. And of course, PROG today was on super sale. It would have been nice to get it, when it was, down closer to the 180 range. Yeah, guys, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. It's definitely appreciated. Smashing that like button. And I actually, in between my streams, because Grandpa Barney was talking to, he was in the stream earlier and was talking about, buy a bro lunch and everything. He was wondering why the super chat wasn't up. And for those who don't know, the channel is not monetized yet. You got to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched content before you get monetized. But what I did end up doing, I went over on my Twitter page and actually set up tipping. So anyone who has like Vimo, Cash App, anything like that, people who want to tip the channel, and granted, it's not, doesn't have the excitement of Clayro's channel where it comes through during the stream and everyone sees it. But I know some people have expressed wanting to help the channel out and support the channel, and for lack of better terms, give tips towards the time put in and the knowledge and time taken out of the day. So I figured I'd go on there and see what they had, and then when I saw that Twitter had tipping, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I can. I'm on Twitter quite a bit now that I started the channel, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll turn it on there and see how that works out. But of course, all the information provided is free. Of course, I don't have subscriptions or anything like that. There's no. Unfortunately, you can't join and get a cool icon next to your name. That's why I definitely like giving out the wrenches to the regulars, not only here but over on Clayro's channel. The people who are the everyday people. I love having y'all with the wrenches, especially when the bots pop in. We get the one or two bots that come in depending upon how long the stream is. So what else is going on in the market? Looks like, hey, there we go. We got an official stream now. We have been eggplanted. And looking through, nothing too exciting in the market. Let's see if we had anybody really standing out today in the market. Kind of a post-market analysis of what all happened. We had a 15% gainer, Calex. Let's have a look at that. Oh, this one looked like a nice little gap up. Looking at it though, not a real exciting stock. This one, this is a rather interesting stock actually when I look at it. Not real exciting, but sometimes not exciting is good for different reasons. Y'all know me with my verticals. Okay, so this is a stock that only has monthly options. It does not have weeklies. And looking at the prices, $500 contract. Okay, $100 contracts. Yeah, so for a $100 contract, that is a pretty decent amount from the current strike price. $18 premium collected. Nothing super special. Nothing to write home about. Initially, when I opened it up and I saw 22, 42, 75, I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I look over and see that you have to put up $500 collateral per contract. It's like, nope, that's at those prices. It's definitely not worth playing that side of the house. Unless, of course, it just trades sideways. So this would be kind of a stock here just to keep your eyes on and see, because for the most part, when you look at it, let's check the 30-minute here. Yeah, so it's got, had a little bit of movement. The further in you zoom, the flatter it looks. But the thing is, because it does not have weekly contracts, if this had weekly contracts, then seeing the price movement like that, seeing how flat it is over a long period, this would actually be a better one to play spreads against. But just way overbought. Dipped down into the mid-range and then went super overbought all throughout today. So it's the type where you could go through, do a little bit of DD on it to find out why exactly, why it gapped up so large. That's because pretty much a majority of its gains were as a result of it gapping up. So let me grab my notebook here, because I do keep a paper notebook just on, stocks that I'm interested in, things that pop up interesting that, might be worth doing a little bit of research on, find out why, anytime you see a huge price action like that, it kind of helps to know what's going on with the company. So yeah, one thing you do is, get yourself, go out to Walmart, Target, Kmart, something like that. Pick yourself up a little notebook and just, jot down notes. And if a stock happens to catch your eye, potential big movement, potential big news coming out, and just write it down, and just a way to track what's going on. Because a stock like this, so it gapped up 15% today. Well, one thing might look into, find out why it had this huge gap up, and then if you like to live dangerously like Austin Powers, well, let's go over to single options. We're on the put side of the house, so we had a pretty decent price. $30 isn't a bad price to throw out on a single contract. But let's see, for that $30, let's see what 55 gets us on the chart. So pull out on the 5-minute. So 55 would still be below this range. Reversion play could possibly be the $70 mark. So between 55 for budget, 75. So 75s, you're still looking at $315 worth of premium you got to pay for those contracts. But based on doing a little bit of research and finding out what the basis for that gap up was, and if you can see the potential for it to gap back down, it might be worth noting that even the $65 at 95, $65 strike price, $95 premium, you run over your delta for your dollar delta is right about $9 per contract if it drops $1 in price. And the delta will change by basically $1.40 when it drops down. So you can kind of extrapolate and see, potentially if it starts to drop down, what your potential profit margins are. If it drops down $1, if it drops down $10, you can go through and kind of guess out where it's going to be. If you're looking to potentially play this in case it reverts back down, and if it gaps back down to previous levels, you could actually make quite a bit of money off of it. So let's see, any other big movers? ARHS. So we're on the 5-minute. Oh, the 1-minute looks like they just had a lot of excitement today for whatever reason. Looking at, they didn't really have a lot of volume before, but for some reason today a whole lot of interest came in. So let's have a look at what this company does. And this is a company that does furniture manufacturing. Hey, thank you, Bot, for stepping in and helping the YouTube algorithm out. So yeah, this is a company that apparently makes furniture, and for some reason there was a whole lot of excitement with them. Not too high a volume, less than 1.4 million shares traded today. But for only 1.4 million volume, it certainly was effective at driving that price up. That was a 14% gainer on the day. Looks like fuel cell lost almost 14% today. That's rather interesting. That's one of those companies that everybody seems to like. Trey called TD Ameritrade and they confirmed AMC at 40% short interest this month. That's weird because I know TMI had posted a tweet, and I don't remember if it was from TD Ameritrade or which one was it? I know one of them posted Rustler. I watched his video a few minutes ago. Yeah, if the short interest is up to 40%, that is definitely good news. Oh, I see. Okay, Devil's Advocate just leaked about PROG on here. Let me see if I can find TMI. Because TMI did actually post a response that he had gotten from one of the TMI. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, so TMI had posted 3 hours ago. There was a response. It was a reply to Short the VIX, and he was asking about the 40% 40% short interest. And the reply that Short the VIX got was, "We apologize for confusion given the numbers from our fundamentals page. Just that something about the short interest, that it was listed at 18.83% of the float, and their technical support was working on trying to figure out what was going on." So the question is, was the 40% wrong that they, because they replied to him, and the way the reply sounds is that the actual short interest is just below 19%. But if Trey was on the phone, see, that's definitely something for doing due diligence, because both TMI and Short the VIX, they're both good about putting out solid info, but so is Trey. So with Trey calling TD Ameritrade and them telling him that the short interest is at 40%, it's like, okay, well, does that mean that whoever replied to Short the VIX on Twitter, and it is an official TD Ameritrade response, that their 18% or the 19% was wrong? So it'll be interesting seeing what happens in the next few days as far as that goes, because if people start hearing that the actual short interest is closer to actually at 40%, that could create a whole lot more buying pressure. That could be new investors stepping in. Yes, Simon, I agree. Something weird is going on. The fact that two different YouTubers, and they're both YouTubers who are known for putting out solid information. Most times, when I hear something on, the people who I know that are good at doing their due diligence, Claybro, Matt, Trey, Short the VIX, TMI. When I hear stuff from any one of those five, usually their DD's spot on. So there definitely is something weird going on, and makes you wonder, obviously, I don't know if it's just mistaken information or if it's malice, but for some reason, somebody's giving out the wrong information, and they're giving it to people who are viewed by the community as being, as having strong integrity. Because I know, so TMI actually at one point, there's some information that got put out. I didn't look up on it because it looked like a whole bunch of people finger pointing and trying to assign blame and just being negative, and I tend to avoid negativity. But TMI came out and apologized for one of his videos or one of his comments, and he was apologizing because the information that he got, apparently he thought it was solid information and got it from a reliable source, and that information, I'm guessing, turned out to be wrong. So of course, he apologized for it. But yeah, when people in the community, who are known for integrity, when they're given wrong information, they fudged up and now they're covering up. Yeah, that definitely could be part of it. What do we got? Oh no, that's unrelated. Kind of checking some let's check Disney. So 28th. Disney caught a bit of a spike yesterday, pulled back a bit. I'm just kind of checking through some of the key updates of the day, and one of the key things going on, not really a key thing, but just something of interest that could be a revenue generator. They're saying not sure what paper, what news source this is, but Disney is the Dow's biggest loser. Can Book of Boba Fett help the stock rebound? I'd be willing to bet AMC is shorted over 100%, if not now, at some point for sure. I think in order for, and this is just my opinion, but I think in order for us to see, for AMC to be shorted at 100%, I think the utilization would have to be close to 100% also. Because, part of the mechanism of shorting is the borrowing of shares. Well, our utilization, Riptide had posted the numbers earlier. Utilization's only at 93%, which means 70% of the available shares to borrow are still floating around out there. So, kind of looking at how the plumbing works, it would be hard for it'd be hard for there to be more short percentage and still have utilization available, because that would be, now there are mechanisms. You always hear people talk about the synthetic shares, and if shares are being borrowed, not closed, and then lent out from the borrower, you could, that is a mechanism to where you could see you could see the short interest increase over the actual available share amount. But we were talking earlier, and somebody had mentioned that that there are over 500 million short shares. Well, in order for there to be 500 million short shares, then that would mean that all the current short shares would have had to have been shorted multiple times each. Data isn't reported accurately. Yeah. Now, going off the Ortex numbers, the Ortex numbers are not exact. They're based off calculations, based off of available data, and all that is entered into a computer, with set parameters, a model format, and when that, when they enter in that model, it gives them their numbers. Well, the more information, the more data they have, the more accurate the model can be. So every once in a while you'll see a drastic jump in the Ortex numbers, and that's simply because the model becomes more accurate as they receive more data. So they calibrate it, and they have a buffer built in. Well, sometimes the buffer will be leaning higher, and other times the buffer leans lower. So that's just some of the discrepancies you see in Ortex would be like that. But when it's coming from it's coming directly from TD Ameritrade, when it's coming directly from, if Market Beats had anything, the different brokers, when everybody puts their information out, they're going off whatever numbers they have, and sometimes they used shared information, other times they don't. And I think it actually ended up being, I think it was 3 different brokers I saw, people saying that reported the 40% short interest. And see, it's kind of weird that only 3 of them were reporting it, and because if it would have been every single one of them here reporting those numbers, and there was one that didn't, yeah, well, the most the easiest way for them to get out of it is to cover their short positions. And that's why once they start covering. Now here's one thing I had thought about, and it there's really no mathematical way to prove it. But say you have a million normal shares, a million normal shorted shares, and you covered them, and if you cover the million short shares, and say the price of AMC goes up by round number. You cover a million shares, the price goes up by $1. Well, I was thinking that if there are the synthetic shares, and the synthetic shares are built by You borrow the shares, and your borrowed shares you lend to someone else, and the people you lend it to someone else. So you get kind of a chain to where each share digitally is counted multiple times through they borrow the shares, but no one ever closes it out. If they go back through and close a million of those 5x synthetic, you would see a million shares close, and you see the price go by $1. And then all of a sudden, they close out a million shares that have been lended multiple times, and you see the share price go up by $5. That would be when you see the same volume, but it affects the market differently as far as price discovery. That could be, I'm sure you could build an algorithm to look at how much volume affects the share price, how much. But then again, where do the bid and ask meet up? Where do the buyer and seller meet as far as price? So it really is, the synthetic share thesis really is a difficult one to prove, just because, they're not required to report their short position. So we don't know who is short how many shares. Either data is false or people are selling and our numbers are becoming few. No. So the push down that started at Thanksgiving, I have no doubt that a lot of that was that was a stock being shorted down. And I know I probably should tune into the pre-market on TMI, because he usually gives an update in the morning of the change from the previous day as far as shares borrowed, shares returned. But we know they've been working towards shorting everything down, and some of it is paper hands getting shook. That is definitely part of it is paper hands getting shook. Hey Frank, can you go read my tweet? Yeah, I saw the tweet just here a few minutes ago. I was looking up information from TMI, and I saw you'd posted the PROG tweet, and I was going to check it out after the live stream. Let's see. Whole system is created to take money from retail investors. You finally make it to Frank's. Yeah, so Devil's Advocate, I was looking, and I was messing around in the YouTube studio, and it said recent subscribers, and I clicked to see who was recently subscribed, and it had your name grayed out and said unsubscribed on it. That's why I was asking during Claybro stream, because it was reporting that you had unsubscribed to the channel. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. All I can say is that the date of January 18th is for real, that you should check it out, man, because definitely want some options. Okay, so was that the date on your... I know you'd share two different things. One of them was... I thought one of them was a patent application. Oh, oh, no. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I saw the leaked information article about January the 18th, and I thought you'd also... Yeah, issue of notification for the Patent and Trademark Office. Yeah, I saw both those. I was going to look into them later on this evening. I'm here, man. I never unsub, just usually during my lunch or when I'm driving home. But I'm home for COVID reasons, and the one I'm talking about is the screenshot of a note thing. Okay, so not the patent office one, but the one that's kind of on the yellowish paper. Yeah, I'll definitely have a look at that. I was just looking at Disney because Book of Boba Fett started streaming today, so I was wondering if there's going to be an uptick in the market, just because there are people who they pay monthly subscriptions, but if there aren't any shows on that they actively want to watch, they suspend their subscription. So I was looking to see how many people possibly restarted their streaming service in order to get Book of Boba Fett. So yeah, let's jump into Prague because yeah, I know, man, Devil's Advocate, you're the Prague guy. So if you've gone through and done some looking, and let's see. So that is for the 18th. The 23rd is the monthlies for January. We're gonna want calls, single options. I kind of want to have a look. So the theta on those is right about half a cent a day starting out. Or basically, 58 cents a day. $30 at the two market. It is a really good time to buy. Oh wow. The data was almost immediately taken down. It wasn't supposed to go up so much. People didn't catch on to it. You see, it was like because when Prague started moving. Well, here's the Devil's Advocate. At the same time Prague was moving, AMC also started to move upward. They Prague and AMC both right about, what was it, 1400. I was right at 1400. They both started on a really good upward movement. Let me make sure I'm on the 1 minute here. Yeah, so on Prague, if you look, it was from 1400 to 1445 was that really good run up that Prague had, and you look on AMC in the same time period, started right at 1400. Theirs actually ran a little bit past, but the same thing, 1400 to 1445. They both had really good runs. So whatever it was, there definitely was sympathetic movement between the two different stocks that they both started to run together. So I don't know if Prague started to take off, and at the same time AMC started to run with it, because sometimes. Certainly when they're shorting positions, you can see them start to move upwards at the same time, or you see them start to get shorted at the same time. Perhaps you're right, but I still believe it's... Yeah, definitely. If they pulled it down that fast... And, of course, you did share the paper... share the shot of the patent application. Or I don't know if that was application or it was... issue of notification. So, yeah, on Prague, let's... Now, I've been burned a good many times on Prague. We've spent an hour on the phone on this Devil's Advocate. We spent an hour on the phone talking about options and stuff because of Prague. So, 23 days out. Let's go. So I want to look at the February monthlies, see how we're looking price-wise there. So starting off, as opposed to 56 cents, it is 40 cents per share. I've been burned more often than not with Prague, but yeah. Yeah, Devil's Advocate, we've both been burned on Prague, and I tend to avoid Prague options now for that reason, but I just like money, so I want to see a good run up. So let's see, January monthlies. What do we have here? 32 and 18. That was weird. I don't know what that was. 32 and 18. 42. Okay, so looks like if you push out an additional month, your prices go up by, wait, 32. Yeah, it looks like you pay, you pay $10 less by going another month further out. Wrestler PROG has patent to help with that. Yeah. Yeah, but devil's advocate, most of the stuff PROG deals in is oral delivery. They're not suppositories. So those were February monthly. We're going to bring up the April monthly. I'm looking for the most economic way to play this. So let's wait for this data to load. I wouldn't be looking to go any further than April. I DM'd you the pill photo that I sent to Clay, by the way. Let me get in on. Oh, there we go. I sent a photo 2 minutes ago. Now, see, that's it's weird because So is this supposed to be like a short-term use? Because anything you swallow is gonna come out of your system, within a fairly a not prolonged period of time. So this would only be a short-term solution, but let's see. Try doing multiple things at once here. I be multitasking. Give me just a second here. Honestly, don't know the timeline, but could a phrase like it attaches to. You all know what time it is. Is it howdy doody time? Part of the problem, even if it could attach to the interior, it would be existing. Depending upon where it attached in, it would be in. Different parts of bodies have different pH levels, and so if it attached early on in the stomach in a highly acidic environment, any sensors or screens that it had as far as collecting data, as far as chemical analysis and anything like that, the acidic environment would render it inoperable in not too long of a time. And if it attached further down the intestinal tract, it could be forced out as far as basically by the buildup of fecal matter, which would cause it to rip, which could cause, if it hooked, if it tore the intestinal tract, and bacteria from just from your intestinal tract got into an open wound and created infections. There are a whole bunch of things. Definitely needs a lot of research on it as far as what can be and what can't be. So looking at it, we have. Oh, that's what happened. It moved over. It's like, why does it? It's like, why does that look so strange? So 60 and 48, 42 and 28. Can I? Is there room for me to? There we go. Can just barely make it. Oh, yeah, Simon's on his way to the gym. That's what it is. It is gym time. What was that? Okay. So from February to so 2 month difference, and you get a $20 difference at the 2.5 strike. February to January is a 1 month difference, and that's a $10. So pretty much it's looking like you got a $10 buffer, looking off the 250 strike. Because unfortunately, you can see the Aprils, but you don't actually see the Marches until you get further in. So 51 days out, might be worth looking at the theta. It definitely would be a lot better to get the 2.5 as opposed to the $3.50 strike prices. Because looking, only $15 a contract for buying calls at the 3.5. But when you look, there you got a difference. You're at 42.5 dollar delta, as opposed to a $27 delta. And when you go and check your thetas are almost identical. So it certainly would be more economical to take the 250s. The 250s for February, those are looking pretty good. Open interest is decent. Let's pull a day closer, or a week closer. Let's open those back up. So comparing the thetas, you're at a 0.49, and that was what, a 0.40? Yeah, 0.40, 0.49. So you're looking at the difference in theta of close to $1 a day starting off. Yeah, those might. Still gives you well over a month and a half to see if it goes your way. Yeah, those might be interesting ones to get into. Devil's advocate. I'm almost wondering. Yeah, I'm kicking some ideas around here. So what all does everyone have planned for this evening? I know Simon's on his way to the gym to go work out. I obviously have a little bit of homework to do this evening. Have a look here. That was people replying to DD214's one of his comments from earlier. Oh, Pringleton retweeted something. So what's everyone else got going on? Yeah, I'm looking to play the guitar when I get up to 100 subscribers. That's one of the things I was looking forward to is hitting that big 100. Oh, what do we got? Yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe like on the weekend when get a weekend where the stock market's closed, might come on and just have kind of a hangout chill session where people can come in during the day. A lot of people don't work on the weekends, but yeah, just kind of have a hangout zone. Maybe on like a weekend stream, I can pull a guitar off the wall, or pull a bass out or something, and just chill and play music for a while. Not play anything that's going to get a copyright strike against me, but just kind of mess around. We are currently at 58 subs, or last time I checked. Let me Yeah, we have 58 subscribers to the channel right now. So we're well over halfway to that 100 mark, which I'm really looking forward to. Because you need 1,000 subs to monetize, and when we hit 100 subs, we'll be 10% of the way. That's a nice round number. I like round numbers. All right, what am I looking at right here? Oh, these are next week's prog calls. No, I'm not getting prog calls that close to where I'm at right now. I still think those February monthlies, or the week before, the February 4th calls, those weren't looking too bad either. If this premium was not as much, get calls that are already in the money. Or for $100, you get these calls, and if it starts to run, $96 for the first dollar up. Add another 10, $106 for the next. If it ran up $2, you'd be making $206 per contract for $100 investment. But then, of course, you're going to lose a bit to theta. But when you look at your theta, because of where the share price, because of where everything's at and how far out there, theta is almost non-existent on these. Definitely something to look forward to. Go to the other side of the house on AMC. Definitely not bull puts for this week. And wait for this data to load up. What are we looking at on bull puts? 24.25s are nice. That's a quarter up position on those. Right at about $25 per contract, to where 400 turns into 500. Delta is almost $6 per contract. Theta is a little over $1 a day. Yeah, those ones aren't looking too bad. Just a matter of how much free capital you have. There's always a place to make money in the market. Whether it's up, down, or sideways, there's always a mechanism to where you can make some cash. Are there any other interesting big movers? I just don't like a lot of the. I don't like a lot of the bio plays. You'll look at the biggest movers, and you'll see a ton of bio plays in there. And if you looked through and sorted and looked at pharmaceutical and just saw how many plays there are out there, to pick one out of the batch, it's insane how many bio plays there are. And just as many as you see that are up 15%, there are that many that are down 15%. Naked has had their second huge gap up, gapping up 2 days in a row, or huge runs 2 days in a row. Or is that 1 day? Okay, that's 1 day off the shelf. No, that was a 1 day. They staircased up halfway through the day. Not interested in them. Biogenesis, they dropped down hard. PRD, it's biosciences. Really, for the most part, PROG's the only biopharma play. Anything in that side of the house that I'd be interested in playing. Let's see. Doge still coming down a bit. Uniswap. Yeah, I really want to go through and get all this information set up on my crypto wallet, as far as tracking where my high levels are, and that way when I punch through highs, I know when I can start pulling out of some of the cryptos or moving them around into lesser positions, just to try and get them to multiply on each other. Yeah, pretty much all the cryptos look exactly the same. There's not a huge change across the board on them. Hey, DD214, welcome to the chat, man. Oh, we're just kind of hanging out, hopefully having a good time. Gonna share your live with the homies on Stock Twits. Expect massive subs. Hey, yeah, you know, I'm not familiar with Stock Twits, but if people want to come out and hang out, and if you know a place where a lot of people might just want to come chill, see, that's the funny thing. So Claybro, he streams. He comes in about halfway through Power Hour and then streams an hour after the market. There really aren't a lot of people who, when the market's all said and done, they're like, okay, market's closed. Let's go ahead and shut down our stream. Nothing's going on, and it's like, well, no, when especially like when the options market closes for the day, at market close, and the options shut down, that's a good time to look at potential options play where the market really isn't bouncing around much. It gives you time. It gives you time to do your research, and that's why a lot of the option stuff I look at after market. I do kind of like a post market, going through analyzing everything, and there are times where during the actual market day I'll see something, and it kind of can result in uh, knee jerk investing to where I see something going, and of course just like FOMO, you don't want to miss out. But there are times when I get really good indicators, and it's like, okay, this is something that I'm either going to get in this, or I'm going to not ever look at it again, or not look at it for a couple days, because I'm afraid of how bad I might miss out on some of them. And there are times that I'll be like, no, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to look at it. But yeah, Simon, definitely any place you want to share it. Like, if you have a group that you're in, if you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, or if you're on Twitter, and there's a group of people and they might be interested, yeah, definitely, yeah, feel free to share the channel. That's how, a lot of how a channel grows is just through word of mouth. Granted, a lot of it has to deal with the YouTube algorithm, which is why you always hear people say hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, all the stuff like that, because those interactions help get the channel and the videos out to more people. But I think the true way to grow it's through word of mouth. People bringing their friends and family over. So DD214, what's up with you, man? Did you have a good day in the market? So for me, yeah, with everything that was going on, I was actually down less than a third of a percent. So that's not a bad day in the market, considering it's the end of the year. It's a low volume time. It's kind of a lazy market time. So being down under a third of a percent, and with how large of a position, how large a percentage AMC is of my portfolio. And AMC actually was up on the day. They're down after hours, but they closed out the day up, which means a whole bunch of my other positions were not doing good on the day. PROG was down 3.5%. Look, SPY's closed up Q was down, JNK was down. A lot of my financials did good. Financials did good, real estate did good, energy did good. Materials just murdered me today. Uh, Gold closed up. Marinara closed down. Lithium closed down. Uranium closed down. Just, I don't know what's going on with the materials market, but materials really are lagging behind right now compared to compared to other positions. But some of my stronger sectors usually are real estate and financials. Those are, it seems, when the rest of the market's down, real estate really does help balance out the losses. And on days when the market is looking up, it looks like the spies and the Q or spy and the Qs kind of look like they split the day for me. I keep bouncing over so many devices. Let's see. Just kind of pop through a couple different things here. Yeah, in fact, today it was interesting. I think it was actually the first time. I know Grandpa Barney had subscribed to the channel before, but I think today was actually the first time that I saw him in the chat and got to interact, and kind of cool having Grandpa Barney in here. You know, between having Grandpa Barney and then of course having the eggplant in chat. The eggplant is what makes it an actual live stream. That's like, that's when you know you're the real deal. When you're getting eggplants, that's when you know you're doing something right. So who else do we have here? Oh, might help if I could type correctly. Let's go down to the gamble section. I want to see how bad they're doing compared to Tilray. Oh. God. A weed company that can't sell weed. That's just... Or a marinara company. $58 to $60. Well, that's only a 2-cent swing. Stocks that are under $1, you it's almost like you might as well be playing a cryptocurrency. From 58 cents up to 60. Yeah, that's like a 2-cent difference. All this for 2 cents. That's crazy. If anyone has specific stocks they want to look at or want me to look at, or just have a general discussion about. GME playing 2 channels right now. Looks like they're pretty solid in. Looks like they're pretty solid in this lower channel. What was that? 62. That's a $6 range right there. Is that 6? Oh, it's more than $6. My math is horrible. I'm not good at mathing today. Let's see. Oh wait, no. Cisco. There we go. Cisco definitely looking good. What day was that? November 7th. Okay, this is right around that Thanksgiving slump that we saw across the whole market. Ever since that slump, and they dropped down to 51. Nice run up, $13 increase over a month and a half. Let's pull out a little bit further on Cisco. Yeah, they're still just climbing. In fact, ever since Thanksgiving, they've really ramped it up. Huge gap down, and then just ran up and filled it. So with being that said, let's jump over, not 2 days. And let's check. Want to make sure Cisco does not have a dividend. Or check they do have a dividend, but it will not. Their dividend will not come due until 4th of January. Oh, it'll be the 7th of January. Yeah, so that is not a week to. As nice as it would be to enter into options. Always one thing when you're looking to get into an options position, definitely check to see if it is a week where dividends are going to be assigned. On anyone who does if they're monthly, if all they have are monthly options, a lot of times the monthly options will line up with their monthly. The dividends will pay out right about the same time, but you always want to go in and check because just like this one. Looking at the dividend dates, they always look to be in the first week of the month where the dividends are paid. So of course January, the first week will be next Friday. So that makes this a dangerous time period to get your to get options in. So instead of that week, go the following week. That way no one will try to steal your dividends away from you. And looking at these are only for these contracts. They're only you only need to put up $50 collateral per contract, so that's not bad. So that kind of makes some of these look a little bit better. So you definitely want to pay attention when you get into anything that has like an odd number to it, like a $50 or $150, $250. You always want to double check because within that time or within that period, you've got two different strike prices, 63. So 63 is your first solid dollar strike that you would be below, and the fact that it's almost at 64, this is a little bit over a dollar buffer, or a little bit under a dollar buffer. You're 4 cents away from a dollar buffer on that, and you're making $22 collateral on a $50 or $22 premium on a $50 collateral. but you're less than $1 away from the current strike price. So that is it is a little bit of a dangerous place to be. But when you look at Cisco stock, they've been pretty consistently running upwards. So if they continue the trend of running upwards, or they decide they just want to trade sideways for a while, it makes your options a lot better. Anytime you're playing bull put, you want a stock where the price is trading sideways or where it's trading upward. So in either one of those, that's kind of what you would be seeing off of Cisco. So let's see if we got any other good gamblers. Not really any other good ones here. So does anyone have any questions or anything they want to go over here on the stream this evening? Just kind of checking multiple things at once. Yeah, in the 5 minute, we are definitely looking good on the upper channel on AMC. Hopefully, this trend continues through this week, or even just we can start going to the moon tomorrow. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It'd be nice if the MOAS kicks off this week and we can enter into next year and have it to where because. I have to leave, Frank. I'm going to the sauna. Steam not good for the phone. Hey, no problem, Simon. Thanks for popping in on the stream. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate y'all coming by and just hanging out for a while. And we'll catch you again tomorrow, man. But yeah, if we get, I'm almost certain that the MOAS is going to be a multi-day event. So yeah, we can start the MOAS tomorrow and have it carry over, and figure tomorrow we can get up to $50-$55, and then Friday we can get up to $180. And then on Monday we can rip to $1,700. No problem, Simon. Have a good evening, brother. But yeah, it'd be great. MOAS starts this week and finishes up next week. Start the new year in the MOAS. That would definitely be a good way to start the year off. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. Been a little bit over an hour. Been a fairly, it was a little bit interesting day in the market. We did have the midday stream where both AMC and PROG started to go on a little bit of a run. Definitely good excitement for the stream. Everyone here hanging out. But I want to thank everyone who stopped by today. If you want to smash that like button. If you want to share this out on social media, bring your friends. We can just hang out, have a good time, talk stocks, talk options, crypto. Just have a generally chill hangout Q&A. But I will see all of y'all tomorrow and hope you have a wonderful evening.